Hello chaps and japesses, and how is everybody today? So, what have I been up to since the last video? Well, been a couple of big things that I've built, so we're going to take a look at those today. We're obviously just here at the farm here from last time. So, since the last video, the new spawn has been opened, so we're going to go take a look at that. And also the end has been reset, so there's some new ender grinders been put up. So we'll go take a look at that as well. So, in here, let's go get our kit on, like so. So, firstly, we'll meet you at the new spawn. So we'll go here, we'll type in /spawn, and that takes us to the new end pad. The new spawn pad. So, new spawn is done, it's constructed. The spawn pad's surrounded by these big towers here. Quite nice. Beacon in the middle with a speed buff on it, I believe. Someone's built a large firework style rocket there. It's a decorative thing there as well. Here's the normal portals to the various worlds: the old world, Skylands, water world, the end, and of course into the nether. There is a big boat in construction over here, and by big I mean massive, as far as the eye can see. Yeah, it's quite a structure, that boat, and it's progressing along quite nicely. This has been built before, I believe, and that's the man who's building it, is Droid. And he always builds these large boats on the server, so it's pretty awesome. If we take a wander over here, we'll take a look at some of the rest of the new spawn. These towers don't really have anything in them at the moment. They're just big towers. So it's cool. I'm gonna turn around. Here we go. So yeah, there's CFUK, some big things. This is quite either impressive or a waste of obsidian. You decide. It's a record disc made of obsidian. It's a room with all the records inside. You can actually go in and put them in the record player and listen to them. Another big tower there, and another huge tower there, and there's a little helicopter thing there as well. A nice small shop for some of the rare items like player heads, which you can now get from killing players in the nether on a random drop, and for mining you get banned players heads from mining. So example of being such like what else have we got around here? This is basically the little shop area. There's a wool shop here, very colourful. This is quite smart. This is made to be like a treasure chest. It's kind of hard to see from here, but you can see it's like a treasure chest with all the treasure inside. That's quite clever. Yeah. So, we will follow this way along here. There's another building of some sort. Over this away, I have built something that I have built before via a very long path, and that something is the Bomberman arena. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pause recording while the stream goes off so that I get some half decent frame rate again, and then I will be right back. It's daytime, and it's still raining. Wonderful. And eventually, after about 15 minutes, the rain has finally gone off, so we can continue. So yes, down this path is the new Bomberman arena that I have constructed. You can see the big TNT entrance popping out there over the horizon. I've marked off this large area to be kind of private land for myself and for the arena, so that anybody who's playing on it gets a nice smooth frame rate. So yes, paragers area, no unauthorized building permitted, Bomberman arena, follow the path. So I've marked it off with glowstone all the way around the square perimeter, all the way around, and some cobble wall there as well. So created these pathways with glowstone ice blocks. Lots of bone meal on the outside bit to get all the flowers and grass and everything like that. So it's a nice soothing pathway all the way along. Followed the scenery with these half slabs to make it a nice smooth transition, so you can actually run all the way if you wish, and you won't get stopped because there's no stairs or anything. So yeah, just a very nice soothing pathway all the way to the arena. I'm happy with it anyway. So we head over here and we see the big TNT entrance block come into view. There it is there. I'm quite pleased with the way that's turned out. There's no mistaking what that's meant to symbolise, that's for sure. And if we head in here, this is the entranceway. Here's all the Bomberman Arena rules. Anybody who comes to play, then obviously do read those before you play. Some chests here to keep stuff in. A chest for donating sand for playing Bomberman. And private chest, ender chest, the usual kind of thing. Down there I've just got a little private storage chest for myself and a crafting table and stuff. Nothing much interesting down there, just a privated door. This is kind of the entrance hallway through in the middle of the TNT block, which takes us into the arena. Now last time the colours I went for were nether brick, snow and glass, if I remember correctly. That was kind of a nice feel to it. This time I wanted to make it something different, so we made it a more tree-like structure, something to fit in with the whole forest which is around it. And we'll take a look outside and see the whole thing from the top end shortly. So yeah, a few things to tweak on this yet. These wooden pillars still get blown out by the TNT, so they're probably going to get replaced with stone. The vines in the corners, they're there so that if you drop down into the arena through one of these corners, you can just go down a safe landing, so you hit those vines and you don't take any damage when you fall. So yeah, I used a lot of wood in this one. None of this wood on the outside edges gets blown up or anything like that, just due to the way that the obsidian works. Sand in the middle is the junctions for when people are playing it. So like I say, the pillars need to be replaced, but apart from that, it's done. Created a nice fence all the way around. Oh, I forgot about the little middle bit here, which I created as well. So a nice little water bit with a duck swimming joyfully. Hedges all the way around the TNT block as well. Yeah, so a fence all the way around. Again, we tried to just keep in with the shape of the area as it was. So apart from this big hole here, which we dug down to make, then everything else around here is just kind of following the area that it is already, like so. So as you saw in the previous video, the game is played in the same way basically. You lay a block of TNT on the obsidian floor here and it blows up. It's basically one player in each corner. The objective is to be the last one standing, and these sand blocks are basically just there to make it last slightly longer. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Had quite a few games of this already, and it's an excellent little game to play whenever you're bored and you feel like blowing things up. Created these kind of wooden beams from the corners to make it look like these would kind of support it. We did have a central tree in the middle, but again that kept getting blown up by the TNT, so I had to take that out. And then glowstone in the roof to give it a nice light airy feel. So yeah, that's the new Bomberman arena. Oh, then we're here unintentionally down. Yeah, so this is it down here. You start down in the corner areas, there and there, etc. So yeah, it's good fun. For donators and VIPs, there is a warp for the Bomberman arena, and it's simply just warp Bomberman, and that takes you right to the entrance. So there we go. We'll just nip up here and we'll take a look at the outside of it, just to see how it fits in fairly well. I think I'm quite pleased with how it's turned out. It fits in fairly well with the whole forest. So there we are, just a big glowing arena in the middle of the forest, but it's made of leaves and everything. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with the way this is turned out. So yeah, that's the Bomberman arena. Okay, next thing I'm going to show you is in the end. There's a new ender grinder been built, and I also made a little piece of something for that, so I'll show you that. So we'll meet you in the end. So when you appear in the end through the portal at spawn, you will appear here at the staircase. So you simply just follow this staircase up. Actually, I better eat something. There's somebody else going exactly where we're going to go in a moment. So, signs take you to the public ender farm. So you basically just follow down here, and we're heading over to this little bit over here. And you can see the ender grinder kind of towering up there in the middle. So all you do for this, it's an ice sprint jump. You might have seen these before in other places. So it's basically a trapdoor with ice below it. And all you do is you push forward, run, and then hammer spacebar. And it makes you run incredibly quickly. And there you go, you've covered all the distance over, all the way to the ender grinder. So this is your standard kind of ender grinder. Lever here for putting it onto kill mode, and then putting it onto XP mode. Just harvesting as usual. Standard kind of ender grinder. I'm actually going to turn my sound down while I'm in here a bit, because they are going to be very loud while we're covering this stuff. So, this is what I've created for this area, and I'm going to turn that sound down even more. There we go. So use the lever to choose what level enchant you want. Paragers, because I made this. So, at the moment it's on full level 30, highlighted here by this glowing block. If you didn't want any levels, and you just wanted level 10, which is the lowest that it does without any of these up, then you don't have any levers on. So say for example you wanted level 16, I don't think, oh, I've got some books here, that's fine. So level 16 just puts up the relevant ones. They're obviously on pistons, and that shows you can get level 16. It gives you some slight variation just because of the way enchanting tables seem to work at the moment, but 9 times out of 10 it'll be level 16, as you can see there. So that's basically the way that it works. Simple in operation, all these do work, level 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, etc., all the way up to 30, so every 2 levels, so you can choose which level you wish to enchant at. It's useful for things like silk touch boots, silk touch picks, feather falling boots, and various other different enchantments where you're more likely to get them at specific levels, so that's why I've built this here. Most people tend to just have it on level 30. For enchanting of books and such like. So yeah, that gives the full level 30 when you have that one on, like so. So all the redstone for this is actually underneath this floor here, all the way back to that wall there. It's in a one high area, so it's not the easiest to see just here. So what I've actually done is I've rebuilt exactly what I've done here at my base, so that we can take a proper look and see exactly how it was done. This was my first attempt at making one of these. I didn't use any tutorials or anything, just kind of worked it out for myself over the period of a couple of hours. I'm very happy with the way that it works. It works 100% of the time. You only need to shift one lever and it'll do exactly what you need it to do. So it's very reliable, very happy with it. So what we'll do now is we will head back to my base and we'll get to explaining exactly how this thing works. Now, first thing I should probably say here is that there are easier ways to do this. Like I say, this was my first attempt at doing one of these and I'm super happy with how it went once I got it sorted out, but there's quite a lot of redstone going on here. Yeah, so we'll take you through how I did this one. As much as I can remember anyway. So again, as you can see, that last lever there is down, so this is on level 30 stage, so it's basically full enchanting power. So we'll turn this off. So at the moment it's at level 10, so level 10 only on that one at the moment. So where to begin? So let's start. So basically the principle is that the length of redstone activates which pistons get activated. Pistons are in here and get pushing up the bookcases so that they're in range of the enchanting table. That means the enchanting table is then able to use those bookcases to increase the levels it can provide. So that's the basic principle. Now redstone runs for 15 blocks, if I remember correctly. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yep. So if we put this one on, this will raise just one bookcase. So there you can see it there. Let's reach this block, powered that repeater, goes into that block, powers that piston, raises that bookcase up, and it means that that enchanting table can now use that bookcase. So that's the basic principle here. The redstone is quite large, but the advantage of this is that it is only one high. So basically you would have your wall here, where these levers are. Your floor would be on... Actually, do I have any blocks? I do not. Let's get a couple of blocks here, just from this. There. Okay. So your floor would be there. And your floor would then be one thick all the way along here. It would make it flush with the bottom there, and all the way around here, all the way around here, all the way around here. So yeah, it all fits under basically in a one level hole. So that's the advantage of this setup. The only time where it doesn't is it goes down one level here. Basically the reason for that is so that it doesn't interfere with these repeaters here and these pistons here. Possibly could make it so that it was all one level, but I mean, when you've got a room this big that you'll be doing other things with, going down one further block doesn't really make a difference. And like I say, if you really tried, you could probably get this up so everything was flat on one level. I worked out the size dimensions of it when I was copying it from the Undergrounder one, and it's a 15 by 15 size. But like I say, you can have a room above it, which is what I'm planning to do. Yeah, so there we go. So that's the basic principle. You basically from there just work with the length of redstone. So this one here, which is our level 14, comes along here, activates two of these. You'll see the redstone signal cuts out here, so it doesn't reach this one, it doesn't reach this one. This is level 16, so it activates three of them. Yet again, the redstone signal still doesn't reach any of this, so it's only these three which are activated. 4 pistons for level 18. Again, doesn't quite reach, doesn't quite reach. And then the final one on this side is level 20, which activates these ones here. So this gives you 4, am I right here? Yeah, 5, sorry, 5 bookcases are propped up on this one to give you the level 20. So basically it's one bookcase for 2 levels roughly. So 1, 12, 2, 14, 3, 16, 4, 18, 5, 20. So that's the way that generally works. So this one here, now that this signal here is getting power, it will now reach all the way just to this one. And as part of that as well, to reach this one and not this one for reasons that are, I'll try and explain them in a second, but anyway, to reach that one into this here, all the way around and into this one here. So that gets us our level 20. Reason why I couldn't do these two together here is that the signal is worked out in blocks of 1. So because the signal here runs 15 blocks exactly to this part here, there's no way for us to get it into that one without using a repeater. Now if you were just going for level 12 to level 20, then that would be fine. But if you were going for the other levels, then it gets much more complicated in working out which pistons go up and which pistons go down. Trust me on that one. I spent a good 3 hours working out all this stuff. So that's level 20. We'll head over here, we'll do level 22. So what happens this time is same similar principle before, all the way over here. I really need to eat again. Like so, powers the redstone. Again, the redstone signal is not enough to turn any of these ones on, but it comes down here and it powers these 3 here. Difference on this one is that the signal also comes down the front here and powers these 3 here. So before, when it was on level 20, you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So again, working on the principle of one bookcase for 2 levels, so now we've got 6 powered. This one will be 7 powered for 24 levels, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and the same 3 from the back, so that's 7. This one will be 8, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the 3 here, 8. Again, the signal is now in this part, so it's got enough power just to reach this one here. Take that off there, get that one on there, so that's going to be level 28. I'm getting some horrible lag going on at the moment. So now that's got one more block in, so one more block was able to reach this for level 28, as well as the 3 back there always. And then finally level 30, so it's reached all 3 of these, all 4 of these, and then all 3 of these. So it's a full setup basically. This block here, I couldn't make it work. With this setup, the way that I did it, I couldn't make it work to make it look properly nice. A slight annoyance, but yeah, it's just one of those things that I couldn't do it. The way I've got this quite now, as you saw in the undergrounder, it's quite, well, it looks quite compact. If you put a floor in, you could just make the room maybe, I don't know, 13 by 7 or so. So not a particularly big room if you needed it to be quite small. The floor indeed, as I said to you before, is 15 by 15 in size. So that's basically it for the enchanting table. The principle is quite simple. The execution of it was quite complicated, but hopefully you understand all that. So what we then did earlier today is me and Michael Scott, we worked on trying to get an even simpler version of this, to see how much it could be simplified in a nice enough way. So we built one. I will now take you to it and we'll show you that. So here we are back at Spawn Town, and this is what we came up with for another version of the enchanting table, variable enchanting table setup. So as before, we've got our 10 levers for our 10 set levels. This time we've got them placed out in front instead of at the side. You'll see the redstone in a moment. Same as before, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. Been fully tested, so we know it works. Pop that one on, enough go up for the 20. Pop that one on, enough go up for 24, etc, etc. So, redstone on this one, quite a lot simpler than the previous one. Very important on this design is that you only have 4 static ones at the back here and 1 static one down here. So this gives it the full nice look when you're on level 30. The previous one had that nasty hole. This design gets rid of that hole. Slightly smaller in dimensions. This one we worked out is a 15 by 12. However, it does go down a couple of blocks in here rather than 1 block on the one that I had designed before. So that's a small disadvantage, not a huge problem, but something that's there if you are limited for space. So this one, let's show you how this works. This is a lot simpler than the other one. So again, working on the length of redstone principle. So imagine the power is here, this is your 12. All it does is it goes 15 blocks all the way through here and it reaches that one, so it puts 1 up. Likewise that one puts up 2, middle one there puts up 3, 4th one puts up 4, which takes us to this block. Now the 5th one you have to use repeaters, because if you didn't have repeaters here and you just had the redstone going around this corner, then it would only reach there. Even if you spaced it out by 1, it would only reach there, which is still activating that same block. So we had to use the repeaters to take it around here and activate it into this one, so it puts up all 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like so. Single redstone wire, 2 repeaters, nothing major. Exactly the same on the other side, so ignore that, we'll speak about that in a second. So again, 5 levers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, redstone wire, exactly the same design mirrored on this side. Don't have to worry about delays or anything like that on this one here, and all we've got here is a redstone lamp on the back with the lever just to make it look a bit nicer. Only thing you have to do with this one is, because this is the higher level, you also want to activate all this side whenever you choose anything from this one. So when you do that, you split it out here, repeater, redstone, down into the gully underneath there, and that takes it through into here, like so. All the way up here, connects to here, comes along this line as the other ones. So whenever you press any button on there, all 5 of these ones get activated. So when you put it on full level 30, you get a nice looking enchantment setup. No holes, nothing, full levels, level 30. So this is a nice simple design, a bit different depending on what space requirements you have. So these ones are up in front obviously, the other one I had was at the sides, so it's a matter of taste as to what you go with. This one is obviously a lot simpler to implement than the other one was. 2 things to mention. This would need to be a wall because of this repeater and this piece of redstone. With a lot of further thinking you might be able to do it, but this is the best we could come up with. So this would have to be a wall here, and obviously your floor can continue all the way around here, but these 2 blocks would have to be a wall. And these have to be half slabs. Reason being is the redstone is there and there. Half slabs don't cut off the redstone signal, so it's allowed to go down the stairs. If that was a full block, then it would cut off the signal and it wouldn't work. So this would have to be a half slab of some sort, either these ones, the nether brick ones, wooden slabs, whatever you wanted, but it would have to be a half slab. Apart from that, you could just design your room around it whatever you want. You can put any blocks behind here that you want. You can use redstone lamps again. It's a really nice design, and me and Michael worked again about an hour on it, and it's worked out quite well. So I think that is it for this video. Quite a lot of stuff, quite a lot of redstone, big Bomberman arena. It was good, got it done, all sorted. Next time, probably going to get a nice room implemented in my base for one of these tables rather than the mess we've got at the moment, and possibly a potion room. I keep saying that we'll do a potion room, but I will get there eventually and get around to it. So that's it for this video. If you liked what you saw, or if you learned anything, then please leave a like or a comment, and yeah, we'll speak to you next time. Adios.